In this video, I talk about 4 critical elements of fulfilling work and ways in which people integrate them into their lives. Hi, I'm Divya Tampi of divyatampi.com. I'm a mid-career and an emotional wellness coach. And if you like what you see in this video, make sure that you like the video and subscribe to this channel. In my work as a workplace counselor, I repeatedly came across people who were inexplicably unhappy. Now, there were times when the unhappiness, frustration, or anxiety came from unique and unexpected situations beyond their control. But many times, the blues came from disenchantment with work. And that is what led me to take up mid-career coaching, because I know from personal experience what it feels like to do work that is not fulfilling. Now, there are 4 significant contributors to fulfillment at work and to our overall sense of well-being and to our feeling of engagement in life. In his book Drive, the well-known author Daniel Pink talks about 3 of these factors, and then there is a 4th. So let's first look at the 3 factors. The 3 factors are autonomy, purpose, and mastery. Let's look at the first one, autonomy. Autonomy refers to the freedom to live life on one's own terms. Autonomy is about the freedom to make significant work-related choices like which strategy to finalize or which direction to take the business to or where to invest one's money. But it is not limited to just these significant decisions. It is also about enjoying the liberty to make smaller day-to-day decisions like what to wear at work, what tasks to work on first, what hours to work and what hours to rest. The need for autonomy is hardwired in humans, and whenever we feel forced to do something against our will, we feel oppressed. Now, mind you, when we do things out of a sense of guilt, that feels like lack of autonomy, and this feeling also sucks away our energy and motivation. Now, for example, if you force yourself to work on a project that doesn't align with your personal values because it looks like an important project, it can very quickly drain you of all your energy. It is true that everyone has to make big and small compromises in real life, and despite the compromises, if we largely feel in charge of our lives and the work that we do, it gives us a sense of satisfaction and well-being. The second pillar is purpose. Now, when we have a purpose in our lives, we have something to believe in and work towards, which is larger and more important than ourselves. Purpose drives us to persist even in the face of what may seem like an insurmountable challenge and keeps us grounded. Surrendering our autonomy does not feel so debilitating if it helps in making progress towards our purpose. For example, a school principal of a charitable school working on weekends to keep the funds flowing so as to ensure accessibility to education to unprivileged children. Or another example is an actor who sacrifices lucrative opportunities so as to be able to perform a role that narrates an important story are some examples of people being driven by purpose. The third pillar is mastery. It is the desire to improve. Mastery requires us to be committed to overcome obstacles, practice perseverance, consciously correct our course, and practice a skill. Like for an athlete who strives to be a better runner, her daily improvement gives her a sense of fulfillment and a high than does the appreciation and recognition from others. Now, similarly, for a good medical surgeon, he is driven by the idea of improving his craft of carrying out complicated surgery. The mastery in itself motivates people to do well, and as the mastery in any area of one's life goes up, it has a knock-on effect on the other parts of their life and raises their self-esteem. Now, there's a 4th factor that Daniel Pink doesn't mention when it comes to motivation and fulfillment at work. And this one is relationship with others. A 75-year-long Harvard study on human happiness that involves studying the lives of 724 men from the time that they were in their early teens up until the time that they reached the ripe old age of 80s and 90s threw up a very interesting statistic with regards to happiness. The study established that the single most important factor when it comes to happiness and health is the relationships that we have in our lives. The study found that people who were more socially connected to friends, family, and community were happier. Not just physically healthier, but they also lived longer. But it is not just limited to our personal lives, We humans are social beings, and when we work together well with other people, be it customers, teammates, service providers, or bosses, our sense of fulfillment goes up. Building and nurturing healthy and helpful relationships with others is a skill that can be learnt, and it starts with having a better relationship with yourself. When you acknowledge your own emotional needs without resenting them, and when you offer yourself compassion when things don't go as expected, then it becomes easier for you to offer the same to others. As you can see, all these 4 factors, namely autonomy, purpose, mastery, and relationships, are interconnected, and each have a significant role in contributing to our overall sense of fulfillment and well-being. In the absence of any of these factors, it may foster feelings of anxiety, aimlessness, disconnection, a sense of inadequacy, or then a combination of all or some of these. So have a look at which may be a missing piece in your work life. And if there's nothing missing, then congratulations. You're doing well and form part of the top 25% of the working population. Have a great day.